Hi learners, in this video I'm going to talk about company meetings and the different kinds of company meetings. It is quite essential that for the smooth functioning of the company, the shareholders meet as often as possible in order to discuss various matters of common interest and take the significant decisions. Further, the directors who are responsible for the management of the company also need to meet often in order to they take decisions regarding the functioning of the organization. So, for this purpose, company meetings need to be held. Decisions are usually regarding the functioning of the company are usually taken at these meetings, whether it is the directors' meeting or the shareholders' meetings. So, meeting basically refers to an official gathering of people who have come together in the requisite numbers in order to discuss and arrive at decisions which are required for the functioning of an organization. So, now let's look into the different kinds of company meetings. Company meetings can be broadly classified into three categories: shareholders meetings, directors meetings, and creditors and contributories meetings. Shareholders meetings refers to the meetings of the equity shareholders and the preference shareholders. Directors meetings basically refers to the meeting of the directors. The directors are the people who are responsible for the management of the company, and we have creditors and contributories meetings. Creditors are people who have contributed or given certain debts to the company, and contributories are the people who have guaranteed to pay a certain amount on the event of winding up of the company. Winding up means closure of the company. So basically, shareholders meetings are again classified into two types: general meetings and class meetings. General meetings is a meeting of all the shareholders of the company, which includes both equity shareholders and preference shareholders. Whereas class meetings refers to meetings of specific category of shareholders, like maybe cumulative preference shareholders. If only they are called for a meeting, then it is called as a class meeting. If only equity shareholders are called for a meeting, then it is called as again a class meeting. If convertible preference shareholders are called for a meeting, then it is called as a class meeting. So when we call a specific category of shareholders for the meeting, it is called as a class meeting. Now again, general meetings are bifurcated into three types: statutory meeting, annual general meeting, and extraordinary general meeting. Now, statutory meeting refers to the first meeting of the company after its incorporation. Usually, the companies need to hold this meeting within 6 months from the date of its incorporation. Then annual general meeting is the yearly meeting with the shareholders, which is held every year, and this meeting is generally held in order to inform the shareholders about the workings of the company for the past 1 year, and also to take decisions regarding the next financial working of the company for the next financial year. Extraordinary general meeting is a meeting which is held whenever there is a special business to be transacted or an urgent business to be transacted, which cannot be postponed till the next annual general meeting. Moving on to directors meetings. Directors meetings are again classified into two types: board of directors meetings and meetings of committee of directors. Board of directors meetings is a meeting of all the directors of the company, whereas meetings of committee of directors refers to meetings which is held of specific committees in the directors. Like there'll be a committee which is responsible for looking after the auditing of accounts of the company, then it is called as meetings of committee of directors. So only when specific category of directors meet, then it is called as meetings of committee of directors. Whereas on the other hand, if all the directors of the company meet, then it is called as board of directors meetings. Next, we have creditors and contributories meetings. First, again, this is classified into three categories. So creditors and contributories meetings can be bifurcated into three types, which is firstly debenture holders meetings, then creditors otherwise than in winding up, and creditors and contributories in winding up. So first let's look into debenture holders meetings. A company issuing debentures may provide for the holding of the meeting of the debenture holders, and at such meetings generally matters relating to variations in the terms of security or alteration of the rights of the debenture holders are discussed. Generally, the rules relating to the holding of the debenture holders meeting are specified in the debenture trust deed. Next we have is meetings of the creditors. Now, creditors are the people who have contributed money to the company. So whenever sometimes meetings of the creditors is also held in order to discuss certain matters which affect the which are affecting the rights of the creditors. Now, creditors otherwise than in winding up means These are the meetings of the creditors which are held in order to discuss matters which affect their interest otherwise than in the winding up of the company. So these are the meetings which are basically held before the winding up of the company. And creditors and contributories in winding up refers to meetings which are held with the creditors to whom the company owes debt, money, and contributories who have agreed to pay a certain amount of money in the event of winding up of the company. So if the meetings of the creditors and contributories can also be held during the winding up of the company in order to again discuss matters regarding how their debts should be cleared before the winding up of the company. So these are the different categories of company meetings.